Hi San Antonio, I'm Michelle Martinez and welcome to this episode of Park Bench. We're excited to bring you new ways to explore the outdoors and all the beauty that San Antonio parks and trails have to offer. On this episode, we're taking in the sounds of bugs and birds, getting up close with bees and butterflies, introducing you to the newest disc golf course, and highlighting a special treat giveaway for residents. We have a great show for you and something for everyone. Let's get started. We're starting the show off early here at Friedrich Wilderness Park. We're talking about bugs, birds, and how you can hear them even if you can't see them.
Animal acoustics, or as scientists call it, bioacoustics, is the study of how animals physically and neurologically produce sound and receive sound. So today we're going to talk about how birds make sounds and much more. When we think about birds, I personally think about feathers and flying, but also, of course, the sounds that they make, their songs, their calls, their little chips. And birds are unique. So unlike mammals, they have a special organ called their syrinx. So you can picture the syrinx as an upside-down V that connects just under the bird's trachea. And that syrinx has two separate tubes that can act independently from each other. So the bird is able to produce two different sounds at the same time. And that's how you get all those crazy, melodic songs that birds are able to do that humans could only dream of. So when you visit a park or natural area, the landscape isn't as fragmented as it is in an urban setting where you have houses right next to each other. So these birds aren't adapted as well as our city birds to being around humans. So you'll find things like vireos and warblers, blue-gray gnatcatchers, summer tanagers, and a whole lot more. If you're interested in learning about birds, the first thing you need to do is just get outside and start looking at them. So if you're at your house and you know what bird that you're looking at, let's say a cardinal, but you may not necessarily know that bird by your ear, you can get this Merlin Bird ID app. It's by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, and it's free. You download a pack of what is birds in your local area, and it'll be like your whole geographic region, so you can use it when you're at the park too. And in there you can learn about like what males and females look like, how they're different, their range maps, so where they are in the winter versus the spring, and then their calls. So that way, once you get familiar with birds that are in your neighborhood, you can use the Merlin Bird ID app and learn their calls and songs. That way, if you don't see them, but you hear them, you'll know what they are. So this time of year, get outside and connect with nature, because studies have shown that connecting with nature can lead to higher creativity, less stress, better concentration, and really just better overall health. So birds aren't the only ones making sounds out in nature. You might also hear a lot of bugs, and Molly Keck's going to talk to you more about that.
Thanks, Casey. Insects also make noises. They use different parts of their body to make noises. It's not on the inside, but on the outside. They might do things like rubbing their wings together, or rubbing their legs together, or rubbing other parts of their body also. Insects make sounds in order to communicate with one another. By and large, most insects that are making the noise are the male insects trying to attract the females to them. So sound is one form of communication that insects have, but there's others that they utilize. That's why there's only a small percentage of insects that use sound to communicate. And most insects are beneficial. There's less than 5% of insects that we consider to be harmful. Very few insects are actually venomous or poisonous or harmful to us medically. They know that they can't eat you and they don't want to hurt you. The most aggressive an insect will be is when you attack their house or they feel like their home or hive is threatened. So just stay away from social insects that have hives, and don't step on insects, don't grab them. And if they have the ability to sting or bite, they're not going to if you don't touch them first. There are some insects that are found in trees that will make tapping noises. Those are usually beetles. There are cicadas that almost make a metallic type noise like a chainsaw. There are many different species of cicadas, and every species makes a slightly different sound. So some summers you'll hear a totally different sound than you do the very next summer. Other sounds they might make is kind of a chirping or just kind of a, I don't know really how to describe it. It doesn't generally sound like birds. You listen to it and you know that it's not a chirping or a tweeting sound. It sounds like something like an insect would make.
Now that you know a little bit more about the sounds birds and bugs make, keep an eye and an ear out on the trails next time. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media.
Welcome back to Homebodies. I'm Mike Kay, your instructor. We're gonna do something a little different today. We've got a soccer fitness workout. So we've got 3 different circuits that we're gonna do for the workout. One's gonna be footwork drills, then we've got cone speed and agility drills, and then we're gonna do a body weight circuit strength. So, you ready? Let's go get kicking it. All right, we finished round 1. We're gonna start back up again with round 2. Make sure you're doing each exercise for 30 seconds with the footwork drills. Take your minute break in between. And then when we get to those cone speed and agility drills, you're doing it 2 times, you're going down there and back. Take your minute break again. And then for that body weight strength circuit, 30 seconds each exercise. Take a break at the end, get some water, rehydrate. Great job today. Thanks for kicking it with me, your instructor, Mike. We'll catch you guys next time.
Today we met up with Wendy Leonard to talk about bees and with Kathy Justice to talk about butterflies, both very important pollinators for our ecosystem. We're doing this, going inside.
So a pollinator can be an insect, it can be a bird, it can even be a mammal. So it's one that transfers pollen from the stamens of a male flower to the stigma of a female flower. So they're kind of the vector that transfers that pollen. So today we got into a hive that I'm keeping here on one of our natural areas. And the hive is very large. It's about a year old, and it's probably, I would guesstimate, 60,000 bees. It's a pretty large hive. And we looked mostly at the honey frames today and really looked at a lot of what the bees are doing in the hive. So with honeybees and with pollinators, a third of our food comes from pollinators. So without them, we really wouldn't have a lot of the food that we have today. But also more so in the ecosystem, the pollinators really help create fruit, seeds, wildflowers. They help with propagation. So without them, we wouldn't have a lot of the food for wildlife that's out there as well.
Right here we have estimated over 60,000 bees. Okay, so just grab it on top.
Like I had it here.
Oh, okay, right here. Like on both sides?
Just like that.
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh.
You're good.
Oh wow, this is
And you feel it.
thousands of bees and it is heavy. Yeah, it's definitely heavy. Wow, look at them going.
So throughout my career, I've always worked and been interested in the natural world. One of the things that I'm enthusiastic about and have worked with in the past have been with butterfly gardens and with raising butterflies in particular. The heights of butterfly watching are going to be in the spring and in the fall in this area of Texas, especially as it gets cooler, but before the winter. Look out for more pollinators in September, October, November. October is a really great time for watching butterflies because this is the time when monarchs are passing through our area on their long journey from Canada all the way down to Mexico. If you pay attention, you can enjoy seeing butterflies almost anywhere, from your backyard to a number of different parks. Anywhere that you see a flowering plant, you'll probably be able to find a pollinator. If you're looking for a specific area, Hemisphere Park has a nice butterfly garden. Hardburger Park, Medina River Natural Area, and Friedrich Wilderness Area are all areas with a lot of native plants that butterflies will visit.
I hope you enjoyed watching us squirm next to the bee colony and that you learned something new about bees and butterflies. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media.
Hey everybody, welcome to Quick Crafts. I'm David and today's activity is mandalas. These are geometric figures and drawings that are also symmetrical and circular. I'll show you how to make one, so let's get started. The materials for this activity are paper, scissors, a marker or pen and something to draw with, and then something circular like a roll of tape or a plate or bowl that you can trace. Let me show you. After you cut out your circle, we're going to do some folds to make sure that we have symmetrical lines around our circle. So you're going to fold it in half, and then in half again, and then fold that one in half one more time. Open it back up and it should look like pie slices. Now you can use a smaller circle shape to give you some dots, and these will be placeholders for what we're going to do in just a minute. Once you've evenly placed some dots around your circle, it's time to start doodling. When you draw, you need to make sure that each pie slice is identical to the other pie slices, almost like a mirror with your design. So it doesn't matter what you draw as long as it matches. Once you've come up with your design and filled your mandala, go ahead and add some color and make it as interesting and beautiful as you can. Who needs a coloring book when you can make your own geometric masterpiece? Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you had fun, and I can't wait to see some of the mandalas you come up with. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Take to the trails safely with these tips from our trail stewards.
We have a few guidelines on how to share the trails when you're out here in the park. The first one is to keep 6 feet away from each other, social distancing.
For cyclists and others on wheels, we've recently posted speed limits on the trails of 15 miles per hour to keep everyone safe.
Another guideline is to be careful when you're negotiating blind turns. You never know what's around the corner, just like when you're driving. When you're out here on the trail, be mindful of trail closures, whether they're weather-related or construction. And please, please do not move the barricade or the caution tape.
When you're out on the trail, please stay to the right and stay single file, just like when you're in your car.
Now you're ready to take to the trails. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media. Disc golf is a great activity that many residents have been enjoying during this time. It's a great way to get some exercise, have fun, and social distance all at the same time. We're here with Parks and Rec staff and a couple of volunteers to learn about the newest course, Nanny Falcone Disc Golf Course.
Parks provides a really great opportunity to get outdoors. So our trails, our dog parks, we have a disc golf course, they're all super popular. And our parks are just great places to be. I've seen so many people come out, get exercise, and get fresh air. It's been wonderful. In addition to just being able to walk, disc golf offers the opportunity to be able to play a game with your friends, your neighbors, your relatives. Also, it provides for exercise.
Disc golf's played just like ball golf, as we call it, or traditional golf. There's a teeing area. You throw the frisbee. Where it lands, you go to that spot, you play from there until you make it in the target or the basket, and you count the number of strokes. The goal is to complete it in the fewest number of strokes. Most fun wins. Anyone can play disc golf, and out here at this course we have both a beginner or short course and an advanced course. So you know, if it's your first time out, you can go to those short or beginner tees. Really anyone, any age that can hold the frisbee can throw it.
Back in 2006, there was a 9-hole beginner-friendly course put in. And as a friend of mine and I were playing the course, we thought of all the land that was not being used and that could be utilized. So we as a disc golf community and group wanted to work hand in hand with the city so y'all could see that we want to put in our hard work and effort to make our community a better place to live and enjoyment for all those other disc golfers out here.
We basically expanded what was a 9-hole course into a full-fledged 21-hole course in honor of San Antonio being Military City, USA. You'll see the baskets are red, white, and blue veterans baskets, and the hole markers are also red, white, and blue, and each hole is sponsored by an individual or a group, and so they receive recognition on hole markers. And this course is really unique in the sense that it's actually 2 courses in one. Each hole is designed to appeal to both beginners as well as advanced players.
I'm gonna get a couple of more practice shots in. Be sure to check out the new disc golf course at Nanny Falcone Park. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media.
Hello, welcome to Simple Science. My name is Sydney, and today's activity is going to be called the walking rainbow. What I mean by walking rainbow is it's actually called the process of capillary action, which happens in plants when the water travels from the roots all the way up to the leaves. This experiment is going to be an example of that using some colored water. The materials needed for this experiment are scissors, some paper towels, red, blue, and yellow food coloring, some clear cups, and some water. There are two different ways to set up this experiment. The first way I'm going to show you is using 6 cups all placed in a circle. The first thing you're going to do is put water into 3 of the cups, skipping 1 in between. You want to try to fill them up almost to the top. Then you're going to take your food coloring and place 5 drops into each of the water cups. It doesn't matter what order you put your cups in, just as long as you have an empty cup in between. Because when we combine the colors, they're going to form a new color. The red and yellow are going to make orange, the yellow and blue are going to make green, and then the blue and the red are going to make purple. So for your next step, you're going to take your napkins, and you may need to cut them in half. You can fold them, that way there's a line, but you're going to cut them in half, and then measure them to make sure that they will fit in between your cups, because you don't want a lot that's going to hang over the top. Once you have your last paper towel in, all you have left to do is observe the experiment. You should be able to see the water rising up the paper towels instantly, but it may take a few minutes before you see your new colors forming. This is a result of waiting a few minutes after the reaction happened. This one is a complete reaction. You'll know it's complete when all of the cups have the same amount of liquid. And as you can see, it now forms all of the colors of the rainbow. Now I'm going to show you the second way to set up this experiment. So your second setup is going to have your cups in a straight row, making sure that you're following the order of the rainbow colors, but making sure that you're still skipping a cup in between. You're adding in a second red cup because you're going to need it to mix with the blue to make your purple. Then you're just going to follow the same steps with putting in your paper towels and observing the reaction. So the observing is actually my favorite part, because if you look closely, you can see the 2 separate colors, but then you can see the color forming right in the middle. So I hope you enjoyed this colorful activity as much as I did, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Our Parks and Recreation Department brought smiles to residents with our first ever pop-up tree giveaway at select summer food sites. A special thank you to our Urban Forestry and Recreation divisions who collaborated. Let's hear more from Brenda Burton and Kathy Justice.
The summer food program was much different this year. We started 2 weeks early. We usually start in the middle of June, and we started June 1st, and we opened up. We served 37 sites this locations, which is actually smaller than we normally serve. But without all the swimming pools and all of our camps open, we were outside at our facilities and offering grab-and-go meals, where cars could just drive up and families could be given an individual meal for each child. And then we were also inside our 8 locations where we ran our summer youth camp, and we fed those kids inside. Our team served over 40,000 snacks this summer. Then there were over 35,000 lunches. And something new this year we did was supper, and we served over 5,000 supper meals. And that was great because it reached parents who were working during the day, and then they had an opportunity to come by and pick up meals for their kids on their way home. Our whole department came together to make our grab and go site successful. It was just wonderful and great how everyone came out and worked different shifts each day. So we had over probably 100 people throughout the department that were involved this summer, and they were serving meals to the cars as they came by. They were helping greet the people in the car. And I have to say, one of the best things is they just developed relationships with people as they came by, because they found as they worked week after week they really got to say hi and know those kids and know those families, and they just talked so much about how they really enjoyed it. Another opportunity that we provided for the community was we partnered with the Parks and Recreation Urban Forestry Division. And we, at 3 locations, gave away trees. And it was wonderful. The parents and kids that came by were so happy to go home with the tree. And what's great about that is while we were serving meals, it was also a way that they would continue to have fruits in their home for years to come.
At these community centers, they were providing meals to families, and part of our idea was to also provide them with a sustainable way of having food for themselves. So we used fruit trees as a way to do that. We offered with each of the meals, the families that came to get a meal, we offered them to take a fruit tree home as well. We had Meyer lemons, Mexican limes, Satsuma oranges, and avocados. We were able to adopt out 240 fruit trees at 3 different community center locations. We chose 3 separate locations that provided the most meals to families, and those were the San Antonio Natatorium, Joe Ward Community Center, and Miller's Pond. At all the tree adoption events, people are excited to receive their trees. Whether it's a fruit tree or whether it's a shade tree, these trees can provide food, they can provide shade, they can also provide beauty in your yard. So they're just a way for families to take care of something together, and it's a way to just kind of brighten your life in general.
For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media. Come with us on a road trip. Explore our parks, gardens, and trails. Check out 3 places to visit the next time you venture outdoors. Tom Slick Park has something for everyone. Take a walk around the pond and bring Fido with you to run around at the dog park. 2 new segments are open on the Medina River Greenway, bringing 80 miles total on the Howard W. Peak Greenway Trail System. Explore the new Medina River Greenway segments from Land Heritage Institute to Pleasanton Road, and the Espada connection from Maddox Park to Mission Espada. Last but not least, explore the Japanese Tea Garden for breathtaking views, floral gardens, stone bridges, and a 60-foot waterfall, and ponds filled with koi. Trust us on this one, you won't want to leave. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. Be sure to visit saparksandrec.com for more information on everything you saw here. Stay safe, San Antonio.